There is really nothing new in this lesson. The only thing, it's just a different way to write a final answer. When we were solving, or when we were finding equations of lines in the last lesson, our answer always looked like this: y equals, and then some number x, and then plus or minus some number. Okay? There is another way you can show your answer, and it's called standard form. And standard form is often used in mathematics instead of slope-intercept form. And standard form looks like this. You've got some number x plus some number y equals some number c, where a, b, and c cannot be fractions. We can have fractions in slope-intercept form, but we can't have them in standard form. And a can't be negative. So sometimes you may have to go a little bit further when you find the equation of a line, if you're asked to write it in this form. That's it. So let's say, for example, we did a question. We found the equation of a line. We wrote it in slope-intercept form, like the ones we've been doing the last couple of days. And it looks like this. This is slope-intercept form. What would we do to make this look like this? All it is algebra. Don't I have to move this over here? By adding 2x and adding 2x. And then I also have to move this over here by subtracting 2, by subtracting 2. So what does it look like on this side when I have all three of these? Well, start with the x term, so it's 2x. It's 2x. Then the y term, which is just y, plus y. And then when we brought the 2 over, it became minus 2. Whoops, I made a mistake. What did I do? It should look like this. Oh, come on. What's that? No, it'll still be plus y.
It should look like 2x plus y.
Yes, I shouldn't have brought 2 over, should I? I put it into a different form. Because the number has to stay on the right-hand side. So just to correct that, I'm going to do this. We only have to take the 2x over. And it's going to look like this. This stays on the right side, so it's going to be 2. I only had to move the minus 2x over. That's it. That's all you do. Okay? So, let's practice with a couple. None of these are in standard form right now. Remember what standard form looks like. You've got to have the x term first, then the y term, and then on the other side of the equation, the number. What do I have to do here? Yeah, I have to take the 42 over to this side by subtracting 42. So I get negative 5x plus 3y equals negative 42. Am I done? I am? The A can't be negative. The X term, the number in front of the X can't be negative. So how can we do this quickly? I want to change this to 5X, right? All I did was change the sign. And whatever you do to one thing, you have to do to everything else on the equation. So what does this change to? This changes to negative. What does this change to? That's a very quick way to change from negative to positive. And that's the right form. Okay, because we see we've got some number X and then some number Y equals some number. How about B? What would you like to do? It's not in this form, doesn't look like this. What would you like to do first? Yes, get rid of the fractions. Times everything by 3. So 3 times Y is Y. What happens to the 3 times 3 divide 3?
Cancel that.
So I'm left with minus 2X. And then 3 times 4.
Well,
12. So that got rid of the fractions, but it's still not quite in standard form. What do I have to do?
plus 2.
Take the 2 minus 2X over by adding 2X. So it becomes plus 2X plus 3Y equals 12. We're done. Okay, so all you have to do to change from one form to standard form is just some algebra. The last one, what would you do here?
Get rid of the fractions first.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? Times everything by 2. So times 2 divide 2 leaves me 1X or just X. Times 2 divide 2 cancel each other out, so I'm left with minus 1Y or just Y equals negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. Am I done?
No.
No? Do I have the X and Y in the right spot? Do I have the number in the right spot? Are there any fractions?
No.
Is there a negative in front of the X? Done. That's it. Okay. And then just to wrap up, because we're not going to do the last example of this lesson. I'm not going to worry about that one. But let's do these two. So we are asked to find. Yep.
I have a question about the one before this. Like,
Sure.
I don't. I don't think like me and these two are bringing this place. So
Yes. Okay. So this is going back to exercise 3.7. We're asked to find the equation of a line, but then we're asked to write there our answer in standard form. So we just got to do a little work at the end. What are the two things I need to know to find the equation of a line? Slope and y-intercept, M and B. For A, do I know the slope?
Yes.
Yeah, that's easy. Okay, we're halfway done. I don't know the y-intercept. I got to figure it out with this. What do I plug in? Negative 3 for y,
5 for M.
5 for m, negative 4 for x, plus b, and then times 5 by negative 4 to get negative 20. There's no fractions to get rid of, which is nice. How do I get solve for b?
Plus 20.
Plus 20 on both sides, or plus 20 both sides, yes. And we get 17 is equal to b. So what's our equation? Y equals,
5x plus 17.
right, but we are asked standard form, aren't we? So we have to take this answer, we've got to move the 5x over to join the y, and we move it by subtracting 5x. So we get minus 5x plus y equals 17. Done?
No.
No, got to change all the signs to make the x positive. Now we're done. Okay, so it's this, like I said, all this stuff we've been doing. We just added this today. Okay. For B. Again, M and B. Do I know what M is?
No.
Can I figure it out? Yep, I use the slope formula, right? So to find the slope, I do the second y, which is the second y, 2 minus the first y, 8, over the second x, 1 minus the first x, which is -1. And I get -6 over 2, which is -3. Now I've got to use y equals mx plus b to find b. Remember, for x and y, you got to use a point. We've got 2 points to use. It doesn't matter which point you use. I would prefer the 1 and 2 because I always like to work with positives. So I'm going to use the point 1, 2, plug 2 in for y. Well, we just found m is -3. Plug 1 in for x, and we got plus b, and no fractions again, which is nice. So -3 times 1 is -3. Add 3 to both sides, and b is 5. So what does the equation look like in slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. Sorry, y equals, we have to fill the numbers in. Y equals m, which is -3, x, and then plus b, which is 5. But I got to put it in standard form. What do I do?
Add 3.
Add 3x to both sides. And that should be the trick. 3x plus y equals 5. And that's standard form. And we're done. Okay. And yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna worry about the last example. Okay. So all I want you to do is numbers 1 to 6 in 3.8. Just numbers 1 to 6. You don't have to do the whole thing.